Hi everyone, and welcome back to Tales of Edeah. Today we are here with session 25, and we're finally back. We had a 2 week hiatus of really awesome one shot by Milosh. If you have not watched it yet, you should go to our YouTube channel and watch it after this stream. But we're pretty excited, and we have a strict cutoff at 8 p.m. today, 8 p.m. CEST, so in 2 hours. So I'm gonna dive right in. Underwater in Danos Tower. Day unknown, month unknown, year unknown. He exists in so many places at once. He can hear the ocean waves crashing onto the rocks at the beach. He can hear the seagulls that are not under his control screeching into the void. He hates them for not helping him. He can feel the mossy ground and the dead trees over which he moves. He hates them for giving up and dying. He can see a light on a hill in the forest. He does not hate that. But he is also flowing through the tower, his tower, watching and waiting. The tower is falling apart, but every time he tries to reach out and fix something, every time that he can feel just beyond his grasp a little more of himself, he fails. He hates failure too. He hates it. He hates it the most because he knows he must succeed. And he hates it because he has been failing for a very long time. He doesn't just flow through the tower though. He is concentrated around his self, around the place where he began. And there he is waiting for the fools that he only saw moments ago, waiting for the fools that he must kill lest they undo all of his work, waiting for the fools that he hates. Soon they will be here, and then he can remove them from the equation. And then he will finally hate a little less. Nearby, too near, and yet still ignorant of much of this, float the Ashen Hearts in the deep waters contained within one of the magical orbs in Laboratory 1 of the Wizard's Tower. Within it, we find them face to face with the surprise of a lifetime. A great big dragon turtle has just raised its shell and poked its head out from under it. Its curious and surprisingly small eyes, at least in contrast to its head, now are looking about itself lazily. It looks elderly, even for a dragon turtle, its thick leathery skin drooping around its eyes and mouth, and its shell ridged with many old gashes and wounds that have since regrown. Within its maw, which hangs open ever so slightly, is a golden twinkle in the otherwise dark of the water. There, set into an opening on one of its remaining teeth, is a golden puzzle piece about the size of one's hand. And this is the remaining piece that is needed to complete a key which Patrick produced only a few minutes ago. All of you have just come underwater, so you're now considered to be holding your breath, except for Jean-Jacques, who has turned into an orca and can breathe underwater. But because the rest of you are holding your breath, I will ask you all to roll initiative, although I will say that this is only to track your breath for now, and it does not yet look like the dragon turtle has taken any particular interest in any of you yet. So if you could please roll your initiatives. But for the purposes of this, until aggressive action occurs, either from the dragon turtle or from you, you can effectively take all your round in one go, so you can have part of a conversation. I will just inform you when a round passes so that you know roughly the time that is passing until your breath runs out. So, anyone above 20 on initiative?
No.
Okay, between 15 and 20.
19.
19, Barnack, okay.
At least someone rolled well.
Between 15 and 10.
I got 10.
Oh boy. below 10.
Very strong 7.
I got a 3.
Oh boy.
Gotta love that negative dex modifier.
And if one of you could roll a d20 for Patrick as well, and I will find his initiative.
I'll do it, I guess.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
A 4 on the die, which is
On
what
the
I
die?
rolled originally.
So he has an initiative of 4.
Shouldn't have had me do it.
I mean, you volunteered. Okay. So, as you float in the water, confident that your breath will hold at least a little bit, just out of world, the rule, just to reiterate, is you have 1 minute at least, and then you have a number of minutes equal to your constitution modifier. So if you have a con of 3, you would have 4 minutes total of holding your breath. So keep that in mind. Now, you are all looking at the situation. Oh, I should roll for Napoleon as well. But you're all looking at the situation. What would you like to do?
Believe I have a rope in my snout. Is that how you call the front of an orca's face? Snout, I guess.
I think it's a mouth, right? Like it's just
Mouth?
I think it's just a
sure,
mouth.
Yeah,
Toothy
Yes.
maw.
toothy maw. So I got a piece of rope there, and the rest are supposed to grab onto it. So I'm waiting for. Let me see. I think I got a pretty decent int with an orca. Yeah, nope. Never mind. Because I'm just clicking nervously with the rope.
Yeah.
My kind of eager to move.
And I will say, because I described this last time, but not this time, but through the outside of this space, where you can essentially tell there's a slight ripple, and it's essentially the edge of this this terrain. You see fish, like schools of fish, constantly like swimming in and out through it, and they seem to kind of materialize, and they probably seem quite tasty. I'm not saying you will go after them, but just like there's definitely a bit of attention that goes there.
There's probably like a twitch in that direction.
Yeah.
From the orca.
And the dragon turtle in the meantime has just kind of opened its maw and then sits waiting, and then as you guys are doing whatever you're doing, some fish just swim close enough and suddenly it just kind of extends a little bit and clamps down and just grabs them, a couple of fish and eats them.
Last time I wanted to cast, or well, not cast, but use emboldening bond on myself.
I believe you did, yeah. I think you even did that before you entered the orb, right?
No, I didn't do it before
No?
I entered the
Okay.
orb.
But in any case, so who's afflicted by emboldening
bond?
bond?
Me, Tawny, and Barnack.
Okay. So if you guys can put a little yellow dot on yourselves, then you can remember that you are bonded boldly. So, technically it's Barnack to go first, if there's nobody else who has a particular plan, but what do you guys do?
I will just grab onto the rope and mimic.
Okay. Shoot forward.
Yeah, you have that freedom. But I will say the others, if you like, you can also have grabbed onto the rope at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. My int is 3 or 4, by the way. So that's 3.
Okay.
Okay. Good to know.
Patrick, in the meantime, will start swimming down to the rift. And he has his own rope, and he just kind of casts it up. So if you need to get to the rift, you can grab onto a rope that's just kind of starting to float upwards. So you can pull yourself down towards him. He's just kind of like standing there and holding onto it, as he promised last time he would do. So make an athletics check for the orca, please, as you pull
Okay.
the rest
That's
of the
just a
party.
straight strength check. 9.
9. Okay. So what is the orca's movement speed on the water?
The orca's movement
Or
speed.
swim speed.
60 feet.
60 feet. So in this case, you would normally go about half that speed, dragging everyone behind you, but you will go an additional 2, 3, an additional 15 feet slower, finding this particularly challenging as 3 rather weighty individuals are attached to you and are trying to hold on as you're trying to pull them with you.
I will dash this round.
Okay. So then you can double the amount of...
So 30 total, right?
Yeah, so you go 30 total, yeah.
Yeah, 50.
Noticing Orca Jean-Jacques is having a little bit trouble swimming with us all holding on. I'll let go because I have freedom of movement.
Right.
Because I did cast that before going
You
in.
did, yes. Okay.
And I'll just swim next to him.
All right. So I'll say probably right at the end, you end up actually going 40 feet as Myra lets go, and you just find yourself kind of, it's a little easier than you expected. So go ahead and move yourself 40 feet in the direction you want to go, and then Barnack and Tani move with the orca behind it. What a dashing orca, says Simon. So, yep. Hold on, you've gone 1 round. So, Myra, you started here, I think. Oh, that is 30 feet. Nice. Yeah. Patrick is still going at 15 feet because he's just swimming in his armor. Quite slowly, but quite comfortably, as I believe he... what was his... Oh, yeah, he had gills. He can breathe underwater. So, yeah. Little Napoleon
also give him a
follows.
swim speed.
Sorry?
Doesn't Alter Self also give a swim speed if you choose?
Yeah, it would have if he had properly augmented himself, but he mainly focused on gills and did not think so much about
I love it.
the proper. But the thing is also, like, he's in quite heavy armor, so for example, in his feet he gains no advantage on his swimming ability. All right. As you guys arrive, I assume you kind of go in a straight line, not really diving any deeper than you already are. You're about, you think, maybe 30 feet over the crack that leads out, which is just this glowing area of slightly lighter ground, and it literally like has a sort glowing sparkle to it. It's a very clear exit out of this place. But as you look ahead to the dragon turtle, it just kind of has turned its head slightly to the side, actually, and you think for a moment it's looking away, but the eyes are on the sides of the head. So it's like one of the eyes is just focused straight on you guys as it watches you. What would you like to do next? Barnack, you're at the top of the round.
The thingy is on its back, right?
No, in its mouth.
In its mouth.
Yep, one of its teeth, like it has rather large teeth, and then a part of the tooth at the bottom has just been replaced, like a dentist came by and just like gave him a crown, but this is just part of the tooth that's been replaced with a very distinct mechanical piece.
I'll kind of look to Tawny because she's closest and just be like, "Me, talkie turtle," because I don't want to use my breath yet.
Okay.
But you know.
Any response, Tani? I don't hear you.
She'll look confused a little bit and just nod.
I'll use sending that.
Because I'm not sure if she's saying that the turtle can speak or she will speak to the turtle. So.
Okay. Go ahead and first roll a I will say Constitution saving throw to see how well you're able to manage your breath.
Oh, mirror chance.
12.
Okay, that's all you needed.
Oh.
So you're able to send your message cantrip, I believe.
No, sending.
Sending. Okay, so you use the sending spell.
As long as the creature has an intelligence of 1, they can understand the meaning of my message.
That is absolutely true. Okay, so you expend your 3rd level spell slot. What is the message you send to this creature.
We don't want to harm you, just want the key piece out of your mouth.
Oh, quick question. What language do you send this in?
I only have common in Elvish. Fuck. What race was the wizard who lives in this tower?
He was
Can't
an
remember.
elf. This is all.
I'll send it in Elvish then.
Okay. um. So just to repeat, the question was, what did you ask it? Sorry, it just looked blank.
I didn't ask it anything. I just said we don't want to harm
Okay.
you. We just want the key piece out of your mouth.
You get a delayed, or at least it feels delayed, message back, and the voice is much deeper than I can manage, but it will go, "Hmm? Who are you? What are you doing here? Did he send you?"
God damn it.
Oh, and I will say he will actually, after a brief pause, use the last words to say, "I'm retired. Leave me alone."
The orca bellows loudly in that whale noise. Just
Dory's voice.
The eye definitely is fixed on the orca more than anyone else. He's glinting slightly in your direction. So Myra has sent a message. Barnack and Tani, and Jean-Jacques, are you guys going to continue moving closer, or is there anything else you want to do?
I can't speak underwater. I will just,
You can attempt to.
again, I don't want to. I will just motion to Tani this time.
Just touch my mouth like, huh?
the orca starts pulling them closer.
Okay. I feel like Tani's is about to offer him food. I don't know why. Alright. So yeah.
I do want to move closer as well.
Okay. So you can
Deciding which way.
and go ahead and make another athletics check for the orca to see if this time it's a bit easier.
Move closer as
19.
whale.
19. Okay. In that case,
Yeah.
you can actually move your full 60-foot movement.
Yeah, I'll move where I am right now, keep a little bit of a distance.
Okay.
And then, are there any fish nearby?
There are fish actually streaming around, and they're like the schools that the dragon turtle has kind of been biting into have now started avoiding a bit, but they have started circling, and you get the impression that there's a sort of attraction about the portal here that is keeping them sort of in the area. So definitely a school of fish several times just passes over you, and these particular fish don't seem to have any survival instincts about avoiding you, at least.
I'll try and snatch one. Just
Okay. Just make do you have a bite attack?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, just make a bite attack. It's not exactly a high DC, but just to see if you succeed. Or a high AC rather. Oh, 16?
16.
Yeah, that will hit. So yeah, you managed to snag two actually just in one bite. Two fish. Alright, so you guys arrive. I will say Tani and Barnack, besides communicating briefly, you haven't done anything yet this round. So now that you're closer, is there anything you want to try?
How would we go about talking underwater? Would we be able to actually say something, or would we lose all of our breath?
You can definitely attempt to say something. I will ask you for a Constitution check or a saving throw as well. If you fail, then you simply are not able to communicate properly what you're trying to say right now because you're too careful with your air. If you roll a natural 1, you will lose 1 round of breath.
Okay. Then I will communicate. I'll try to say, we are friends.
it just like turns its head slightly and raises it slightly, and you can see the neck can extend quite far from under the shell. So actually, its head currently is more like, let me draw a shape real quick. More like here. It's quite a large head actually. It's more like this. And like the head just comes up slightly, and the beady eye just looks at you, Barnack, as you're hanging onto the rope on the other side of the orca. And the orca, pretty much the same size as just its head. And just kind of comes up, looks at you, and its voice kind of begins to reverberate through the water. But only those of you who know Elvish, which is currently I think only Myra, and potentially Patrick, but only those of you who understand Elvish can understand it. But essentially, with Myra's help, if you mention it even once, it essentially asks again, "Who are you? Who sent you?" We'll come back to the top of the round.
Actually, I understand it, I guess, but I don't know if I understand it as an orca.
Yeah, I would say there's probably a recognition of the fact that you should know what's being said. It's just the meaning is not actually coming through to your brain. All right. So what do you guys want to do? It has not proven very responsive so far.
So we didn't understand it apart from Myra.
Yeah. But Myra can, I think, a simple question like that can relay that to you guys.
Yeah. I don't want to use air to speak, but I want to cast spells. And either way, whether or not I speak with sending or
Yeah.
regular speak. Well, I will say in Elvish, where the Ashen Hearts came here, save him, point back to Patrick. World outside of this bubble is falling apart. Need the key to fix it.
It just kind of, it begins to sway its head to the other side so that it can use its other eye first to look at Patrick and then back to Myra. Just the force of it moving its head so suddenly and rather quickly, actually. I would like all of you to make a strength saving throw that are near the orca. And orca makes it with advantage because you have the water.
I need to get other
Skip.
dice. I've rolled 3 4s already.
Oh my god. Okay. And
So the
Barnack?
strength saving throw?
Yes.
So 8 total for me, but
14 in total.
Okay. Tani, don't you have proficiency in strength saving throws?
Yeah, I rolled strength
Yeah.
purely, but then I rolled this saving throw. Well,
Oh.
not much of a difference.
Would have actually been
8.
better if you just added your proficiency to the first one.
Yep.
So an 8 total. So as it moves, essentially what happens is all of you are forced back, except for Barnack. So actually, it's Myra and Tani who are forced back by the force of the push. And Tani, you lose grip on the rope as you just get pushed out of its way. But nothing sinister happens afterwards. You just happen to be moved further away. And it will answer and say, "Are you not here to help me? Are you my new food?"
We're not food. Oh wait, no, I don't understand it.
yeah, I'll
Right,
probably be
sorry.
like semi-translating. Probably not actually. I want to save air.
Okay.
I'll just be like, we're not food, but is there another way we can help you?
Lonely.
The orca does like a, one of those sounds that they make, like a the barking thingy that they
Oh,
do, and kind of like dances in front of the turtle, friendly,
It kind of like turns its head back much more slowly this time, and the giant nose comes face to face with you, and it just kind of nudges you. But then the maw begins to open very wide, as if it's about to take a bite. We get to the back of the top of the round. What would you like to do? Let's go with Barnack in this case, since you are at the top of the round.
I'll turn to Myra and say, "What Gorkus saying?"
What's a friend?
I roll a constitution.
Yeah,
saving.
both of you. If you're talking on your turn, make a Constitution saving throw.
It's a 2, not a 1.
Oh.
18 plus something.
Okay, so you're fine.
21.
You have to make an insight check against what Barnack says, because while Barnack does not lose air, you just see him turn to you and just go like, and just a bunch of air bubbles.
Insight check. Oh, great. I rolled terribly. My insight's okay. 11.
Okay. I don't even remember what Barnack said.
I said, what? Oh, yeah, I just said.
Whatever you
what's it
understood
saying?
the first time around, Chansey, that's what you heard.
Yeah. I kind of understood asking what it was because I wasn't translating the conversation.
So there you go.
So
That's
I'm
what
gonna
you
assume
understand.
that's what it was.
Sounds good. So how do you want to follow up on that?
I just say it's lonely.
Okay. So yeah, all of you here, Myra inform you that it's lonely. Also, if you want to move, Myra, you can move at normal speed underwater. Tani, you move at half speed. Rounding up, by the way. If you move half speed, you round up. In case you have like 35 or 45.
So you told us it's lonely.
No, it's literally just said lonely.
Oh.
So as there's a sort of pause in the whole situation, it just kind of breathes out a little bubble of air of its own. Let's see. Quickly need to roll. Okay, Tani, I'm gonna need you to make a. Oh, there's no save. Tani, you begin dancing. It speaks a word to you, and you begin hearing music, in your head only, and you feel compelled to move to it, which is very strange to do underwater, but you do your very best to dance, and you are afflicted by Otto's irresistible dance. As it does this, the head turns away again so that the one beady eye can look, and you could swear that giant mouth just kind of curls into a slight, almost human-like smile. Chansey, I think we lost you on Zoom.
Back to your.
Yeah, if your connection
The
is
dance.
acting up, we can also just go by voice only for you.
Yeah, until my net's right now. I'm on my mobile Wi-Fi.
Okay, yeah. No, let's do it like this. I'll just join quickly on my phone to fill out the Zoom call. In any case, all of you become aware that Tani has started moving, rather strangely, all of a sudden, in the water, which is quite tiring as you like trying to move in some kind of like you're probably doing like the kata that you were doing on stage. That's the most natural, I think. But as you do so, it's like in the water, you don't have a surface to stand on. It's quite exhausting to do so. At the end of each turn, you can make a wisdom saving throw if you like, by using your action, I think. Yeah, you can make a wisdom saving throw to try to regain control of yourself.
Well, I'll say, are you lonely? 19
Okay.
plus.
So yeah, no, that's fine. 19 is fine. Just one thing: try to make the Constitution saving throw before you speak, because obviously if it doesn't come out.
Right.
But in this case, it comes out fine. So actually, all of you hear Barnack ask it. Are you lonely? It does not seem to respond when you ask it in common.
Okay, I'll turn to everyone and say,
No, you succeeded for this round, so now you can speak.
oh, okay. Well, I'll say, we need Jean-Jacques for this.
Orca swims up to Barnek and just pushes him with his head a little bit. I don't know how an orca sounds.
Yeah, I'll push
I need
back
to
with my
Google.
head. Come back.
21 for my Constitution save to speak for this
Okay,
round.
so you can speak.
I'll just be like, I will ask it in Elvish. Are you lonely?
Not right now, but usually. That's it.
Okay.
So, this is all up to you guys. Like, I have nothing.
I'll
Nothing
let
happens
everyone know
without
what
your
it
input.
said.
Okay. So, Myra relays.
I will let them know that it's fine.
Okay. So you guys essentially hear what Myra has been told. What do you want to do? Patrick is just kind of waiting at the bottom, essentially standing, kind of just floating really near the floor, and he's just kind of looking up, like following this conversation slightly. He can only hear parts of it, and he just looks very confused. But he does not intercede on your behalf, since he's kind of holding onto the rope and trying to give you a way out in case you suddenly really need to flee very quickly. So, Barnak, you spoke. Myra spoke. Jean-Jacques nudged Barnak. Tanya, anything you want to do?
Dancing, right? Or
You are dancing, but you still have control of your speech. So you can still talk. You're just like, doing the Macarena the whole time while while taking in this conversation.
I think I'll try to say something. So Constitution saving throw, right?
That's right.
And that's a natural 1. That's a 3 in total.
So, the exercise that you're doing as you try to say something, you try to time it in a moment where you're like moving into probably an easier part of the motion, but then you feel a sensation like in the back of your mind, this thing that's making you dance underwater, and right in the moment that you open your mouth, it like pushes you forward, and just a whole bunch of air escapes you, and all of you see just an air bubble come from Tani's mouth and go up, even though there's no up that you can see where it goes to. So, that's the end of that round. We come back to the top. Barnak.
Constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm. Tani, you can also roll a wisdom saving throw at the if you want to use your action to try to break, or if you want to keep dancing, you just continue dancing.
I want to stop.
Okay, so go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 15.
Checking real quick. It is. I don't have. Hold on. I believe it is.
Can I say something before you tell her whether or not she succeeds?
Sure.
Because we always forget this part of Emboldening Bond, is that once per round, you can add a d4.
Okay. So yeah,
to
you
an
can...
attack roll, saving throw, and an ability check. Actually, it's once per turn.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I use the
It's a
little
slightly...
extra thing, just in case. And
Okay.
that's another one. So 16.
What did I just calculate? Okay, so you try your best to resist. You can feel the bond. It's almost like a physical thing, helping you resist this effect. But as much as you focus your will, unfortunately in this case, the dragon turtle's presence in your head just goes dance, just go on dancing, and it seems quite amused with your antics in the water, even though you're feeling yourself get quite tired already. I mean, you could keep this up for a while. You're in great shape, but this will be tiring much faster than if this were above ground. Minosh, Barnack's con
10
save.
in total.
That succeeds. You can speak.
Perfect. Okay, so I will say, come on, just turn back, and I'll slap the orca.
Okay, make an unknown strike, so that's just a straight up strength.
My strength is minus.
Yeah, so just roll your strength, roll d20 minus your strength ability score modifier.
It's a natural 20.
So I believe in that case you do 2 damage.
Yeah,
So yeah.
great timing for this natural 20.
And I make a con save.
True, you do, but you succeed.
I succeed.
Yeah.
But
So close to failing.
Dorka kind of tilts its head, and Barnack boops him with the nose, and then I'll drop Polymorph.
Okay, so we'll move you there, and instead of an orca, Jean-Jacques pops back into form, a little ways away from anyone. Hold on, I thought I moved you. There we go.
Annoying cat.
Oh, and Kevin, I have Tani's character sheet still.
Yeah, I mean, I'll clean that up after this. Hi, Kitty. So yeah, Jean-Jacques, you are back. Dropping concentration is pretty much in an instant, so you still have your turn as such. Of course, make a Constitution saving throw if you wish to speak. I will say that at this point, the meaning of the conversation that you observed so far floods into you. You know, like you had enough time to actually process what was said. Kind of like a queued up task on a computer, and suddenly it all fires off, and you're like, oh, this is what they were doing. And you see just a giant eye now focused directly on you, maybe 10 feet behind you. The eye, though small in comparison to its head, is still pretty much as large as your torso.
Okay.
Oh. It's so cute.
Okay. The worst.
No,
The
it's
worst.
awesome.
I think. Let me make a con save because I think I'll speak. But Constitution. Oh, 20.
Nice. You succeed, and you are able to speak underwater for this round.
Okay, so I'll say to the turtle in Elvish, not now, but maybe sometimes. Would you like to be freed of this place?
No, I retired here. It's just a little lonely. And for the rest of you who don't understand, even if you don't know what's being said, you just see like the water kind of reverberates, and just the very effort of it activating its vocal cords sends a slight shiver through the water.
Can I do another sentence?
Yeah.
In this round?
Yeah, you have some room. Yeah.
Okay. He says, I see. Well, your place of retirement's in jeopardy. If we don't get that key, I think all of this is gonna go boom and be whisked away.
Does anyone want to jump onto that wagon and add anything?
I would like to say something. Is it still the same
Yeah, I'll say that probably between Myra and Jean-Jacques, you can also relay to the party what's being said roughly, just to ease the communication channels here a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead.
I'll just say, well, I'll tell Jean-Jacques and then he can relay it back. But I'll tell Jean-Jacques, tell it about the total collapse thing.
Okay. So that's a good one to keep in mind. Myra, anything you want to add?
I'll just add on the person who owned the tower outside of this bubble. He's missing. He's gone right now. So we're trying to stop the tower from going boom.
Nanos got himself in trouble again. That's not good. But why would it jeopardize the tower? And I'll say, Tani, you have one thing you can do in this round if you wish. Like, you have your turn. But if you don't want to add anything, we'll roll over into the next turn.
Also, I had a 15 on my con save. I forgot to roll it.
Ah, good, yeah. So, Tani, do you want to make your wisdom saving throw, or do you want to try to say something as well?
I probably noticed that the thingy likes a little bit of my dancing, so I'll continue, and I
Okay.
won't try to speak.
Okay. So we'll roll over into the next round. You guys can make con saves again, if you like, to see if you can speak.
7.
So, once again, as Barnack gets it in his mind to add something else, maybe as a comment to Jean-Jacques or whatever, you go to open your mouth, Barnack, but you actually, you almost take in like a gulp of seawater, and then you quickly get it out, but it prevents you from getting out any words.
I'll check something, Kevin, but I think I'll re-roll using my reaction. I'm pretty sure I can do it.
Is
Just
it
not sure
a
if it's
sorcerer
a spell.
thing?
No, it's the watch piece, the clock piece thing.
Oh, right. Yeah, there might be something
Just
in that
need to
rolls.
double check if it's a spell that I can do or it's just anything.
Sure. Chansey, what was Myra's?
8.
8. So you, in the meantime, do manage to produce some kind of sounds, but they just turn into garbled nonsense.
Yeah, mine. And I'll just move a bit closer to its head.
Never mind. I can give myself advantage on a saving throw,
Okay.
not re-roll.
So what did you roll?
Natural one.
I rolled a 3. Yeah, a natural 1.
Okay. Yeah, so with the natural 1, you feel like suddenly a gulp of air escape you. But as it does so, there's you watch as the dragon turtle, still its head turns sideways, the mouth actually aimed away from all of you. It takes a deep breath and it just breathes out, and you watch as a cloud of smoke, not smoke, steam, comes out of its mouth as it sighs, as far as you can tell. And the water around you, when it starts to swirl near you, it just warms up. It's just really warm water now, bordering almost on the uncomfortable until it starts to cool down, because there's enough of a water current here to prevent water from sitting still for very long. And then it casts another spell, and all of you gain water breathing.
Oh, that's so
In
nice.
time.
And it just says, still in Elvish, oh, you are really, really not built for this, but at least now you can speak. And for this, we will be out of combat order, or out of initiative now, for now at least, unless you decide to do something intriguing. And it just kind of turns its head the other way again, going slower this time, but it seems to just kind of enjoy looking with different eyes. So now it turns the other way again, looking towards the bottom right of the map, with its head turned that way, while one beady eye takes in all of you. So what do you need the key piece for? I made a promise to keep it safe.
And I'm guessing all of this is being relayed now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can assume
Yeah,
that
for
with
just-
the water
yeah,
breathing,
just
like
for-
you no longer
yeah.
need to make checks because you can
Yeah,
essentially, just try again if you fail.
Who did he make a promise to?
Well, Danos, I would assume.
Mhm.
What are you
As we are-
saying of my friend? I heard his name. I would
I was
prefer
just-
if you all spoke, at least in the elven tongue. It is only courteous.
Only 2 of us know Elvish. It seems.
Oh. That's disappointing.
I was just saying that you're keeping the key safe for your friend Danos. I would only assume.
I am. I made him a promise to keep it safe. And if anybody decided to try and find it, then I would eat them. But it's been a while. And I wanted to see what you had to say. And now you're saying very, very sad things to me.
The custodian of the tower, Kiralos, has warned us that something he calls the total reality collapse within the tower is imminent, and that the lord of the tower, Danos, had gone missing some time ago. Well, actually, a very long time ago. I don't know if you've been tracking years over here, but at least 50-some years, if not more.
I retired a long time ago. But I saw Danos recently. In your estimation, I would think. When he gave me the key, but he did not tell me what it was for. I just promised to keep it safe. He used to come by, you know. He would talk to me, tell me stories, what he was doing, of the world. It was nice. It's why I retired here. Do you know if he will come back?
Well, we cannot guarantee it. Part of the reason why we seek the key is to see if we can make that happen. The way we understand it, there's a way to bring him back behind the door that's opened by the key, right? Because I'm just backtracking in our time. The way that we understood it is that the key might open a laboratory where Danos hid like a simulacrum or a clone, right?
I believe that was a logical inference.
That was the
yeah.
assumption that we
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
made.
you read through some materials that were about revival methods and theories,
Yeah.
That was the book that Patrick carried with him, and the rest you inferred, I believe, from Napoleon's gestures of all things.
Yeah,
Um,
MVP.
I would like you to roll a persuasion check. Sorry.
Right. So this is a new day from when we were in the inn, right?
No, you rested before the inn, and then you went through the inn and came
Okay.
out and went in here. You had a short rest
Alright.
in the meantime.
Right. Okay. So let me roll persuasion. 25.
Okay. Well, you do seem like an honest type. I appreciate that. I suppose I won't eat you. And he just kind of sits there and looks at you and doesn't say anything. And you very much get the impression of an old man who's just kind of like, oh, you arrived at the point in the conversation where you wanted to be, and then he just tuned out. And it's just kind of sitting there like one big eye staring at you.
Yeah. So I'll just say to him real quick. I hope you don't mind, but I'll translate for my friends, and then I'll translate for everybody else,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of let the silence hang to see if anybody has any input, or to give Myra a chance to speak if she wishes to.
I'm happy Jean-Jacques is taking this conversation now.
I can't even turn into an orca, and
Nope. We get for being the charisma.
Oh, my apologies. Where were we?
well, you very kindly said that you wouldn't eat us, and I'm quite appreciative of that.
Oh, yes.
The key.
Well,
Would
if
you consider? Sorry, go ahead.
if you wish for the key, then I suppose you should take it. And it just, like, the head turns slowly towards you, and the maw opens, and it's large enough for you to just swim into without touching either side. But you see in the top, like, left, in one of the few remaining front teeth, is just a like, one of them has that attachment to it, from which you will need to take the key part.
All right, I will gulp. It's underwater, which I guess is the reverse of a gulp. A
Yeah.
plug. And then I'll
Jean-Jacques,
Look-
Jean-Jacques, let me. All right. I got this.
Oh,
I think it's best if I do it.
If he closes his maw, yeah, you do it.
It's best that I do it. I turn towards the turtle and I say, well, thank you kindly. I've never asked your name, if you have one. Feels disrespectful not to at least thank you with your name.
The mouth just remains open, and it doesn't reply.
Okay. So I'll
Okay.
I'll swim.
I love how you're even reluctant to say it.
I'll swim towards the key.
Okay. As you get closer, like, the natural vibrations of the water just become stronger as, like, it breathes in and out, it begins to, like, as you get really close to the mouth, suddenly there's kind of a blast of air that pushes, or not air but water that starts to push you away. Just make a strength saving throw real quick,
Okay. That's gonna go very well.
and all of you can make an insight check.
I will give myself advantage on the strength saving throw.
Okay.
1 out of 3. Mm,
19 for insight for myself.
15.
Okay. 15 on the saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay, you're fine.
Insight. Varnak. +2, so that's 17.
Okay. I would just say straight up, anyone with a 15 or over, on your insight check, you deduce that it seems he's fallen asleep. So it's just kind of snoring slightly as just the stream of water gets pushed out and then drawn back in, and then gets pushed out and drawn back in.
I will just kind of like shout up to Jean-Jacques and be like, "It's okay, he fell asleep."
Oh. And there is a slight, like, movement as you're, like, reaching up towards the key element. Like, the head suddenly moves a little bit, and the mouth closes about maybe half, which leaves you very, very tight in there suddenly. And then he seems to realize what's going on, and the maw opens wider again. You can reach the key element easily enough. It takes some prying loose, but it's not actually very difficult. It's, like, perfectly slotted in there, and it's not some unusual form that it had to be shaped. It's like a very straight kind of real key shape. So you
Have you ever watched those videos of astronauts floating in space and fixing like the international? That's what Jean-Jacques is doing, like slow, deliberate moves like almost painfully slow.
And the best part is he didn't take a tether. He had a rope and he didn't give it to anyone. So, but as you do so, and you get it loose, and you begin to float away, it can move its mouth again and speak, and just says, "I did not fall asleep. I was resting my eyes."
That's a granddad.
How dangerous is it in the tower?
Well, incredibly so. Most of the defenses are down. We've managed to fix some of them and get Kiralos working. I don't know if you know Kiralos or of him, but
We have
he will
met.
protect. He can protect the tower at least a little bit now, but the creature that's burrowed somewhere inside is very dangerous and is working towards collapsing the tower entirely.
Hmm. I can aid you a little. Whichever one of you would receive my blessing, you need only touch my skin, and I will give it to you. One of you only.
Translate this.
What does this blessing do?
It will help you to survive, and let you perhaps see a little bit of the future.
Well, I think that either Myra or Tani should take it, because, well, guys tend to be a little bit closer to the trouble. Tani's shown incredible capacity to deal with the dangers inside.
Is Tani still dancing at this point?
No, that's ended.
Okay. Just imagine Tani's still dancing even though the spells weren't on.
Maybe, I don't know, that's up to Tani.
She continued dancing a little bit after the spell wore off, but then she realized, oh, I'm not being killed anymore. Okay.
Okay. So,
Um,
yeah, who
Yeah,
wants...
I believe Tani or Myra should take it.
Oh, Tani.
Mara, you've been knocked unconscious a lot. Well, I have too, but if you want it, you can take it.
I'll swim over to the dragon turtle
Mm-hmm.
and just tap him on the fin.
Okay. There's a slight shudder again as he realizes, feels your touch, and you are blessed with an effect identical to the foresight spell, except for 24 hours instead of 8.
Ooh.
That's the level 9 spell, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So you, when touching a willing creature, you are bestowed with a limited ability to see into the immediate future, and for the duration, you cannot be surprised. You have advantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws, and other creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls against you for the duration.
Thick spell on the monk. Great for a cleric too, but on a monk it's like
And
absolutely bonkers.
as it imparts the spell, the vibrations around it again increasing, as it also seems to have a vocal component. The head just begins to droop afterwards away from your hand, and you can see it looks even sleepier than before, and the head just kind of begins to be retracted slightly. I wish you good luck.
Ask it if we maybe back at one point to see it.
Well, first I'll say thank you, Ancient One. We are grateful for your gift. If we survive the dangers, would you appreciate some company at a later date if we manage to return?
It stops retracting its head into the shell completely, and turns only slightly, so that it can at least look in your direction. And it says, "I would not mind learning of how you overcame this danger. So I suppose I would not eat you if you appeared again."
Thank you kindly.
You are
Well,
welcome.
and I can dance for him again. I nudge Jim.
Yeah, I'll tell the turtle. Maybe this one will dance for you. For now, though, we bid you farewell.
As it retracts its head into the shell, there's just like a sort of shaking to the whole thing, and you realize that as it's retracting the head, it's chuckling. It's just such an enormous creature chuckling, like literally causes a slight earthquake in the water. But you have acquired the third piece of the key, and you can safely exit at your leisure.
The fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Before it changes its mind.
To do a backflip and wave and then go.
Okay. Want to make an acrobatics check just to see how good it looks?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry for the doggos, as always.
That's a 20 total.
Okay. You get to the bottom, right? Because you need a surface to actually push yourself off of, and you push yourself up and do a backflip, and you're not sure if it saw, but right before you go through the exit, you just see one like shining gleam in its eye from the slight glow, and it's its eye just looking out of the like hole in its shell, just watching you guys go. And then you can step through, or rather swim through the opening, and one by one, completely soaked, each of you reappears in Laboratory 1 in a mist that now stands to about your chest height. And you can no longer see anything of the mist pouring from or into the last standing orb. It simply swirls around the room consistently, and it does not do anything menacing, but it makes you feel, on a very primal level, it makes you feel unwelcome. Kyrillos is actually not here.
I'll cast Prestidigitation and dry my clothes.
Okay.
Hey, can you dry my clothes too?
I can, and I'll do it
Thank
for everybody.
you.
Okay.
And I'll put my armor back on.
Okay. It's probably like a good 2 minutes of just doing this, and Felix comes kind of hovering above the mist, and seeing you as you've reappeared, he just goes, well, how did it go? Did you, what were you doing again? I forgot. I wasn't really paying
Getting
attention, to be honest.
More of a key?
That's good. Where does it lead?
Well, to a door.
Felix looks around to a room that has no doors.
Did we infer at all from the text that we read where this door might be located? No?
Nope. But you do feel, all of you, in intervals, feel a mechanical snout pushing you towards the white orb.
Oh,
I'm not another orb, for fuck's sake.
Napoleon, is the door there?
I'm just concerned, Napoleon, how you know all this.
Just turns
But
his
I'm not
head
gonna
towards
complain.
Patrick.
Oh, Patrick talked about it.
Okay. Is everyone going into the third orb?
I think so.
Felix will
One
fly
second.
down and looks closer at it.
Gyrolis?
No response.
Have you seen where Kyrillos went, Felix?
Disappeared about a minute or so after you went into the orb. Probably about his business. He's got some extra responsibilities ever since you did that thing on the console. What you need him for? Maybe I can help you. I like you guys now.
Well, I'm slightly concerned about this, and I'll show the mist that's now up to our waist or chest.
Yeah. It's been rising quite steadily. But it kind of stopped here. I don't know why.
Did it stop before or right as we appeared?
Now it stopped about 2 minutes ago. I don't know why.
Maybe Carlos is dealing with that.
Maybe. But he said something about emergency protocol. Something that I don't care about. He's not being very helpful. He doesn't realize it, but he... So are you going in there? Looks kind
The
of
wintry
cold.
one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Well,
have
can
winter
we see
clothes,
what's
or...
inside?
Sorry? There was two people talking at once.
I think we asked the same thing though. Can we look inside?
When you look inside, the only thing that you can make out is the persistent fall of snow, but the rest is being obscured by both this blizzard that's going on inside, and at the same time the mist that is now wreathed around the orb. And it definitely has a strong presence only around this particular orb, but it makes it just harder to see, because normally you would try to see like through the specks of snow, but instead it's completely obscured.
Do you perhaps know what awaits inside, Felix?
Nope. Never been.
Do you want to go?
No, I want to go back to the inn. That cushion was very comfortable.
Never mind.
What?
You'd probably be fine. You realize there's a thing there that devours memories, feeds off of them.
Yeah. I don't know. Didn't seem to bother me much.
Nice.
It can manifest a lot of hands, which is kind of nice for scratching and scratches.
It is at that. Shall we? I guess no point in stopping now. But before we go, can I see the other pieces of the key? Where are those?
Patrick has kind of actually been studying the key, and it's essentially there's an ornate back piece and a tube. Essentially, it's quite a large key as well. It's like about this big in total, and then that tubing piece that's now been slotted onto the large ornate back part has combined, and then there's a ridge inside into which can be slotted the third piece, and then connected to each other to form the key. So he hands over the two pieces that are already connected to each other to you. It is made, as far as you can tell, of solid gold, so it's fairly heavy for some.
I can't believe we have a Legend of Zelda style boss battle key.
I've never played Legend of Zelda, so that's interesting.
So I'll try and figure out if I can attach the third piece.
Okay. I would say make an intelligence check, but honestly, it doesn't take you very long of just trying, and it's just, you just have to find the right fitting, and then there's a slight push, and then suddenly it's very smooth, clicks into place, and you watch as the piece that you slotted into place, the bottom that was completely smooth opens up, and the same or a new ridge kind of emerges, so that you have like the uneven parts of a key that can actually interact with a lock.
I'll just say, mind if I hold on to this? I feel like with your predicament, it's probably best if I take over from now.
Be my guest, but I wasn't planning on forgetting anything else, and I don't seem to have forgotten anything since you helped me get out of there. And he looks at the other orb that he came from. But this is your expedition now, so as long as you get me out alive, I'm fairly happy.
We get alive, you get alive. Get out alive.
Right.
Let's do it then.
So another orb. Felix.
Question for the DM.
Yes.
Do we still have the warm winter cloaks we had back when Postita was snowing? Like in our packs?
Well, actually, you would have had them on when you were rowing out, or when you were sailing out of Positia, so yes, you can have them with you.
Oh, okay.
It's
Thinking
the
about the
warm clothes.
So it's probably what you took with you instead of a blanket, so you can just use that like it's completely insulated. So yeah, you can wear that if you like.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
All right. We go in.
Okay. You touch the orb and envision yourself stepping through.
Yes, sir.
All right. In that case, let me check that this is all correct. Oh. 1 second. One by one, you step, or you envision yourself stepping into the last orb that is still in one piece, the white one that is just covered in snow. And you find yourselves appearing in a snow-blasted landscape where, in a snow-blasted landscape with dead trees around you, and the sides of the orb, rather than having some kind of illusion to make it appear endlessly, are just stacked with snow all the way to the top, and it's kind of like being in a sort of igloo, but you can't see the sky because there's just more snow falling down. It's actually a little unsettling because you don't know where the light is coming from in here, but the white snow is incredibly bright on your eyes, especially compared to the darkness of being underwater just moments ago. So it's for a moment it's a bit uncomfortable, but you do get used to it fairly easily. Let me just get everyone on the map here.
How long has it been since we went into the water dome?
I would say you were probably in there for about 8 or 9 minutes.
Okay.
So in total, since you entered, got out, had a chat, came in
Okay,
here
so
maybe 12 minutes.
Golden Bond basically finished.
Right.
It only lasts 10 minutes.
Okay, yeah. It would have finished for sure, yeah.
The freedom movement is up for an hour, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Patrick still has his gills as well. And any other effects that last for an hour or more would definitely still be in effect. Now, as you appear here, it is completely empty. And then you see a vision that is familiar to all of you. That of a great big bear stalking into the snow. And it doesn't seem to stalk in any particular direction, but you can continue to follow its shape, even though it should be beyond your sight after just a few steps. You probably also feel a slight pull, like a whisper on the wind, enticing you to go, but there's no coercion, there's no charm effect that comes. It's just a little bit of a come hither kind of like feeling to it. Your curiosity is being piqued. So what do you guys want to do?
Do we see this at the very bottom of the map? No, probably.
You see vaguely in the distance. Sometimes when for some reason the snow maybe parts a little bit, you see a slight outline of a mountain of like rock that's not covered in snow entirely, but it fades very quickly from view again.
I will ask Napoleon if he knows where the door is.
It just lowers his head and does not give a response.
Well, I guess we need to find the door. So let's just get on with it. I don't like being in cold weather. Let's. There's that bear is there, but should we go around it?
Kenny, when you said it's familiar to all of us, did you mean the players or the characters?
Both of you, you've met a ghostly bear before.
Oh, in the forest, right?
Yes, you did.
Oh, okay.
And fought it, in fact. This seems not just a similar one, it seems exactly the same one.
It's the same bear that manifested itself out of the mist. How in the hell did it make its way here?
Wait, did we kill one of them?
I don't think so. I don't think they could have been killed. Not really. I mean, it's the only clue we got, so we either go towards it or try and move around and see if there's anything else here.
I guess. Yeah, let's. Last time it attacked us immediately, so.
Well, perhaps Myra can go first now that she has the gift of seeing into the future.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, can you see if that bear will attack us?
Can I insight check the bear to see if it's like ready to
I suppose
attack?
you can make an insight check, but it will be a disadvantage. The way that your gift is, or that your blessing is currently manifesting, is that you're just seeing a slight shadow trailing behind it, like an after image. But it's also trailing in front of it, so you can kind of see a microsecond or two into the future of what it's doing, but there's no real like prediction further than that.
I'm just trying to see if it's like
Yeah.
in an angry hunting mode in general.
Okay.
But I get advantage and disadvantage, so it's just a straight roll.
Yeah.
So 25.
Okay.
Or no, wait. 27.
Okay.
I math wrong.
Despite the unusual situation and you not typically being in the business of reading the intentions of ghostly bears, which you begin to realize quickly, this creature, despite its size, is definitely slightly translucent. It's not completely solid as it should be. It seems sad. That's the best emotion that you can tie to it, which doesn't make a lot of sense to you internally, but it's the emotion that you read off of it. However, as it begins to move away, it begins to fade from view, and you see that it begins to disappear into this wall of mist. The same mist that you had in Laboratory 1 before. The same mist that you have been traveling through on the island.
Wherever we're doing that, I think we need to hurry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just go. Let's just quickly go find the door, open the door.
Keep walking straight until we can't walk forward anymore, and then.
Yeah, let's go.
Because we have to go around trees, though, right? Or
Yeah.
just-
Well,
Okay.
I would like all of you
That's
to make a
great.
charisma saving throw, please.
Is this against the charm effect?
Or
Or is it a magical effect?
it is a magical effect.
No, I have advantage anyway.
Nice.
good thing I had advantage.
Did not help. Jesus fucking Christ.
I think everyone has advantage because of the
Now charisma.
Or-
The
charisma.
other
It
one
was wisdom,
wisdom, yeah.
but still, I got 15.
15. Good. You save. Nicolas, what was Jean-Jacques?
11.
11. You don't save. Tani?
One more point of inspiration, I'll use that.
Okay.
Because I rolled a 2.
I feel
That's
like
way
our
too
math
bad.
did not-
Probably should have used mine, but...
That's a 10. That's slightly better.
Okay.
Well, can I use that point of inspiration after I've learned that I failed? I can, right? That works with
I
inspiration.
think so. Yeah. I think inspiration's really like lenient in that.
I'll do
I
it.
will use a point of inspiration as well then, because I have 2. So let me
Seems,
just
seems dangerous to fail
weight it
now.
1.
18.
I rolled a 1 for the
Okay,
first
so
time.
Jean-Jacques
So
succeeds after inspiration. Tani still fails.
Thank you, Simon.
And Barnack, what is your final roll?
2.
Okay. And Chansey, you had a 15,
A
right?
1 and a 2.
Yeah, the 15.
Okay, so Jean-Jacques and Myra, if you could very briefly mute me on Discord, and I will give you a thumbs up when we're back.
Yes. 1 second.
A 1 and a 2, Kevin.
Impressive. Should have used that natural 20 from earlier. Okay.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay, so Tani and Barnack, as you both are surveying the mists, there's a presence that you feel very briefly that has nothing to do with this place, that is not of this place, that is not of this world, or any world that you know. Barnack, you've felt this once before, when you extended your consciousness to become aware of the things in your surroundings while you were within the tower. Both of you hear the same voice. It sounds slightly maniacal, crazy, intense beyond belief. It laughs. And it continues laughing even as it speaks to you. And it says only a few words. Your pathways branch in so many directions. I am excited. And then it finishes.
Nothing else
Nothing else.
within. Okay.
There we go.
I'll just give Chansey a message. She looked and then looked away. Chansey! Ah! Okay, in any case.
Auntie, you can unmute yourself. I think she can hear me.
Oh yeah, I think so.
We all just stayed quiet when we could have said to her the whole
Yeah,
time.
anyone could have said it.
Idiots!
Sorry, Chansey.
No, it's okay. I had a text message, so I like caught the hand movement. And I was like, "Wait, was it Kevin?" And then I saw like this, and I was like, "Oh fuck."
All good, all good. So yeah,
Text-
in any case, a fraction of a second has passed, and you were facing the mists, and you were about to try to go around the place where the bear was. Is that correct?
Yeah, but before we do that, I'll kind of like stop for just a moment. Did anyone else hear that?
I haven't heard
If
nothing.
you mean that voice,
Yeah?
about, yeah, I did.
Yeah, that. I recognize the presence, Tani. Okay, so Jean-Jacques, Myra, you haven't heard anything just a moment ago.
No.
Okay.
What did
So-
y'all hear?
Well, I think I heard the prisoner in the tower, whatever it is.
Okay, what did it say?
Well, Tani, can you quote it? Sorry, Kira.
Try to quote it, yes. But was it our paths are branching and I'm so excited in a kind of maniacal voice.
Yeah.
So I relay what.
Yeah, it was laughing while talking, and it said, "Your pathways are going in so many different directions. I'm excited."
So excited, you said.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that changes what we have to do here.
No, just if you hear a crazy voice that's laughing while talking, it's tell me because I think it's that thing. I really think it's that thing.
It knows we're here, sort of, maybe, and knows what we're trying to do. I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yeah, let's just go. It's cold here. We'll discuss this when it's not cold and when there's no mist. Let's go. The mist there's. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay. So, I will draw a quick line, roughly. It's not going to be good, but roughly where the mist begins. And I would like you to indicate to me where you would like to move forward into it. Come on.
Oh, shit! It's right there.
It has started to roll forward towards you. Yes.
Should we like attach each other with ropes in case?
Yeah, we can do that, but I don't know if it's safe for Patrick to go inside the mist. We still
not?
have the
What do you
latest
mean?
blessing. Well, the mist has an effect on people. It can.
But he was inside the mist just up there as well.
Right. Did you feel anything where you were standing in the mist outside, Patrick?
I mean, it's a mist, right? I thought it was overflow from some sort of machine. Felt a little. I mean, I thought it was stupid, but it felt a little unfriendly. But that's a mist, right? Is it?
It's not just mist.
What is it?
He can go with us. I'll use one of my spells.
Hold on. What is the mist then? You seem to know something that you haven't told me yet.
We don't know what the mist is.
It's not normal mist.
We know it encompasses the whole island. It influences the minds of those that end up in it.
But then I must have gone through it before as well to get to the tower.
Yes, and you did have the latest blessing at that time, I believe. So I don't know how long that lasts. You might still have it, actually.
I can use one of my spells. It would benefit us all.
By
It's
all
only for
means.
a minute though, so we have to move quickly.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's just quickly test this. I'll grab Patrick's hand. Like I'll just grab it and kind of move him towards the mist. Like put him in the mist, but still hold his hand.
He gets
Or
pulled
rather,
forward slightly, not expecting this. He resists for
Do
a
you feel-
moment, but then allows
Do you
it.
feel the same? Do you feel like you don't know where you're going?
No, not at the moment.
Yeah, let's go. I'll hold his arm. Let's go.
I will
Well,
still cast.
let's do the ropes.
Yeah, the ropes and just daisy chain of cells.
Okay.
He, Patrick, in turn, he has a battle axe with him, so he's got his shield strapped on. He holds the battle axe like in the shield hand, and just like puts the hand on Barnack's shoulder, and gets ready to follow as well. Do you guys do anything with the rope? You said you wanted to tie each other to each other.
Yeah, daisy chain ourselves, and I'll be second in line behind whomever is the first.
I'll be first.
Okay. So
Okay,
let's
we'll
put
be
you in the
third.
order that you say.
I will cast Beacon of Hope right before we enter the mist.
Okay.
So it's advantage on wisdom saving throws, which we're getting from the Lady's Blessing. But also advantage on death saving throws, and you regain the maximum number of hit points possible from any healing.
Okay.
Love that spell so much.
Good.
And that lasts for a minute, so be quick.
So does Tani go last, or does Tani go before Barnack, and then Patrick goes last with Barnack in front of him?
Last time we were walking through the mist, I think I was last, or was it with the spiders in the ground? I don't remember, but I'll stay last.
Okay.
Like looking behind me every once in a while.
Okay. Very good. So lined up as such, we'll have to sort of estimate the time for your Beacon of Hope, but you have 1 minute from the moment that you enter. the mists. So, as you move forward, you begin to be engulfed in a mist as you know it, but thicker than it has ever been, more concentrated than it has ever been before. And pretty soon you find yourself stumbling forward a little bit, trying to avoid rocks under the snow and trees that suddenly loom in front of you. Your visibility for everyone inside the mist is maybe 2 feet ahead of you at best. You can see the rope and the person in front of you, and that's it. And Myra, you see only white snow and mist, and sometimes the occasional dead tree that looms out of it. You begin to walk and try to find your way across to that place that you had seen in the distance before, that looming kind of mountainous ledge that had appeared. But as you do so, all of you, rather than getting lost, begin to feel the presence of something in the mist. Myra, I would like you to make a perception check.
While Mara is looking around, I'll just whisper to Jean-Jacques, since you're in front of me. Maybe the mist is coming from this, whatever this is, and maybe if we deal with this, there won't be any mists.
That's quite possible, yeah.
The voices do carry easy enough.
I was whispering though.
No, I'm just saying, like, you don't have any trouble hearing the people around you, so it's purely a visual impairment at the moment. What was Myra's perception check?
21.
21. Okay. So you come upon a slight clearing, and you start to kind of look around, and within that clearing there's a bit of space, and you see indeed quite heavy footfalls of a bear once again, even though you had tried to steer in a direction that was away from it. But you still find this clearing, and pretty soon the bear comes moving out of the tree line, and beside it, like in the back, all of you see a shadowy figure outlined in the mist, like on the edge. And the voice just says, in common, "You are not welcome here. You should have stayed away. I hate you. You've come to destroy all that I have done. You are ungrateful. You are disgusting. You are nothing. You will serve it. And I cannot let that happen." And then the bear starts to move forward, lumbering at first, and then charging across.
The moment it starts moving, I will start getting an error.
We will enter into initiative here.
Okay.
But you do notice that on the sides, there are 2 more shapes of other animals, wolf and stag, that you had seen before, also beginning to coalesce out of the mist. So let me position you guys. We'll use parts of this map to stand in for the battlefields here. But it is actually much larger than you might expect.
Yeah.
There we go. So the bear comes from this side. You guys can roughly be like gathered around here. Napoleon here. So yeah.
I'm gonna roll in real life, but I'm gonna do it on Roll20 so that I'm in turn order. Or are you?
Oh no, I'm writing the turn order down.
Okay.
So
then I don't have
easier
to.
that way.
Okay.
So yeah, please go ahead and roll some initiative while I put on some combat music, and tell me when I ask, please, because otherwise I won't keep track. All right. Rolling here would be me. That's a oh god, good start to combat. All right, anyone above 20 on initiative? Anyone between 15 and 20?
15.
Okay. I got Patrick as well. Alright, 15 and 10.
10.
13.
14 for JJ.
13.
13, okay. And 10 for Myra. And Tawny, what did you roll?
9.
Oh no, okay. Well, I also rolled quite shit on initiative, so
Good.
that's okay. And let's quickly grab our good friend Napoleon as well to make sure that he can do what he wants to do. That's an 8, so Napoleon goes last. Alright, Barnack, you're the first one to go, indeed, as you indicated.
Really?
Yep.
With a 50. Okay. Okay. Do we have any issues seeing them?
So currently, there's let me indicate the safe zone essentially, but you can see them. They are just emerging out of the mists, and you guys are yourselves on the edge of the mists. But without even needing to make a knowledge check, you gather very quickly that they will not have the same trouble seeing in the mists that you would.
Yeah.
So roughly this area you can see clearly in, and they're roughly here, and here. So there you go.
Okay. Then I will immediately just take 2 of my shots at the bear because I was looking at the bear at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
They will both be sharpshooter shots.
Okay.
And I will also, before I do that, designate the bear as my prey.
Okay. As you do so, and you focus your attention, and you essentially magically mark this creature as your prey, you realize you haven't marked that specific bear. You have marked the creature that is the entire mist around you. Everywhere in every direction is
Good.
one creature.
Very good. Okay, so 2 attacks. I'll
Yes.
immediately roll 2 dice. Okay, so 12 and 17. Let me just check plus what. 12 and 17 plus, if I'm right, 4. So it is 16 and 21. 16 and 21.
16 and 21. 21 hits.
21 hits. Okay. So that is 1d6 and 1d8. And
Just for general call out, please let me know if you do psychic, necrotic, or force damage.
okay. This is just piercing. So 3 and 4, 7 and 4, that's 11, and 10, that's 21. 21 damage.
21 points of damage.
Now, let me just check if I can reroll this one. Just a second.
Okay.
Once per turn, you hit a creature that deals a piercing, can reroll one of the attack damage. Yeah, I'll just reroll the 8 because it's shit.
Okay.
Okay, that's better. So that's 7 and 4, that's 11, and 4, 15, and 10, 25 damage.
Okay. So as your arrow strikes, it does. There is a semi-corporeal nature to these creatures or these manifestations. So the arrow does stick into it, but you watch as it sinks in so much deeper than it should have, even for a very well shot arrow as yours was. It sinks far too deeply into it to the point that only like the tip is sticking out, and the rest of the arrow, when it if it were to turn around, it actually sticks out part of the flesh on the other side, and there's no blood. You get the impression this is not doing as much damage as you wanted it to do. Okay.
And
Alright.
I will not move, and that is the end of my turn.
All right. So, following Barnack's shot, as soon as the bear started charging, Barnack shot 2 arrows. One essentially passing through it rather than going wide, and the other one just managing to connect with a part of it as it kind of was coalescing. Next up is Patrick. So, he will start to rush forward. Let me grab his character sheet real quick. And you can see he immediately falls into his instincts rather than his knowledge of like where he's kind of struggling with the amnesia. And his instincts look good, despite his, he's not old, but he's older than any of you outside of Jean-Jacques and Barnack, but different scales for different races. And he comes rushing forward, and he just takes up a sort of defensive posture. And he will actually stand here, and then he, without really thinking about it, he's going to actually cast Cure Wounds on himself. Because he's still quite wounded, and he wants to have a little more health. So we'll do that, and that will be. Next up, by the way, is JJ. So just FYI.
Kevin,
Yes.
you don't need to roll because he gets max healing.
Oh, he gets max healing, right? So that is
Hope.
16 plus 5, 21 points of healing. Nice. That is sick. JJ, you're next.
All right, so we are still tied together. So would it be like an action to untie myself or to break free
Okay.
of the
I
rope?
had it in my head that you were more holding on to like a coil in the rope, each of
Oh,
you.
that's actually that would probably make more sense.
Yeah, like just having it wrapped like once or twice around your arm and then passing it
Okay,
on.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I would have expected anyway, because that's how Patrick
Yeah.
got loose.
That makes sense. All right, so I'll drop mine then, and I'll shout at the figure that I saw in the distance over there. I'll shout in Sylvan,
Okay.
and I'll say, we mean to save the tower and bring down the creature that is crumbling it. We will not serve it. And as I do, I will, JJ kind of like touches the scabbard of the sword fastened on the side, and then sings like a very clear and kind of mournful verse of a song in Sylvan. And the air around him sort of like starts to shimmer, and I will use my class feature.
Okay. As you
And
do
that's
so,
it.
and also give your rebuttal to the apparition, all of you hear whispers around you that come from nowhere and everywhere at once. Liar, liar, liar. Usurper, usurper, usurper.
And then as an action, I will cast Mirror Image.
Okay, nice. So yeah, I think that like it appears around you, right? Multiple
Yep.
mirror images. I think we can actually make that happen. 1 second. Because we can do this. How many? You get 3, right?
3. Yeah.
So you have control over
And
all
I'll-
3 of these.
I will have moved like next to Patrick just to
Okay.
give everybody more room. Sorry to do it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You can move these tokens yourself. And then I would like you to just have on your own screen or marked for yourself which one is the real one and which one is the fake.
Okay. How can I do that?
Or which ones are the fakes. Like you can do it with whatever. You can put a number in the in the corner or whatever works for you. All right. So JJ like makes this sudden like song that you're not familiar with from him, and immediately splits into 3 more versions of himself. Probably his happiest day and everyone else's worst nightmare.
Oh yeah.
But as for JJ's rush forward, the same posture, the same movements, the kind of clear square has become very populated all of a sudden, with the other creatures still rushing forward. Myra, you're next.
Oh, you really did roll like shit.
Ooh.
Oh, I should say, by the way, your Beacon of Hope, you probably have about 4 rounds left, since you
Okay.
guys did spend some time walking and stuff.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna get close to it. Yeah, I'll get close to it. I'll go here by the wolf.
Okay.
Actually, no, not. I'm gonna stay here where I was.
Okay.
I'm actually just gonna use Sacred Flame
Alright.
on the wolf.
Okay. It will
Dexterity.
make its saving throw. Let me check. Oh, that is a natural 16 plus. Yeah, it comes to a total of 19.
Damn it. Okay. And then I'll make my here.
Okay. So you come up next to one of the JJs, and take up your position. You're shielded up, right? You've got your shield out and stuff, and come to back up Patrick. All right. Any bonus action from you?
No.
Okay, good. Tani, you are next. What would you like to do?
Want to rush forward towards the stag, the reindeer?
Stag, yeah.
Yeah. Over here, and because a dawn has already passed, and I haven't used this, I'll empower my Eldritch Claw tattoo and
Okay.
make 2 punching motions in quick succession.
All right.
towards this dude.
So I'd like to imagine you've become so adept at it that actually, as you're running, the tattoo is moving into place, and then right as you skid to a halt, 2 quick punches come out. Go ahead and make your attacks.
Oh wait, what happened? Again.
Unarmed strike, nice. Okay, so a 21 does hit, and the tattoo doesn't do any other type of damage, right?
It does.
Doesn't it do D4
an
force?
extra 1d6.
Of what
That's what
type?
it does.
Is it
Force.
because it says bludgeoning here in the chat.
Oh.
So
Then I
Wait.
configured it wrong.
okay, that's
But
fine.
it says extra 1d6 force damage.
Okay, good. All right. In that case, as you do so, and as so your punch goes right, and you always have these blackened fists that extend. So the first punch comes, and your fist ends in midair, but then the dark inky fist shoots out and continues on and delivers your punch. The sort of bluish impact that you've come to expect from these punches, the blue energy passes harmlessly through the figure. The rest of you does connect, but
Then do I punch again?
yeah, you have your second attack and your bonus action if you like.
No, the bonus action was to empower the tattoo.
Oh, right. My apologies. So with the 16, with the second strike, it actually the stag just kind of pushes its head down in a sort of anticipatory gesture, and then you do make contact, but the resistance is only momentary when suddenly the fist or the inky fist just goes through, and you pull it back to your hand. It doesn't seem to have made any contact with anything physical. All right, so that's the end of your turn. Now, from the back is a little mechanical bear who comes rushing forward, and it will. Let me check its movement speed real quick. It has 40 feet. Nice. So it will come rushing. No, it will go with Patrick. So comes barreling past you, Barnack. You feel a mechanical shoulder kind of push against you. Not that it's pushing you deliberately, but just kind of has to get past in the fastest path possible. And Jean-Jacques, you feel a slight push, but there's some goofiness going on with your mirror images as Napoleon passes through and comes up to here, and Napoleon takes its swipe at the creature in front of it, and the paw that begins to glow slight blue for the attack passes through harmlessly. And Napoleon tries again, and there's just nothing that it can do. It just kind of stands there menacingly, trying to take up the space, trying to draw attention away from Patrick. In the meantime, on the next turn, you guys watch as all of the figures around you, rather than continuing their charges towards you, in the blink of an eye, and sometimes without even blinking, they suddenly appear beside you. And when they do, the mist has closed in, and they're around you, but there's no longer that large field of vision. That field of vision has shrunk pretty much to exactly where you are standing. So roughly like so. So as they just appear, this one will appear here, this one will appear here, and this one will appear here. Actually, this one will take here. There will be attacks. However, the first thing that happens is 2 attacks appear from the mist that swirls from these figures. So rather than swiping at you with claws that you can see, or biting at you with mouths that you can see, there appear these kind of misty hands that reach out, and the misty hands will reach out towards one of Jean-Jacques' figures and towards Barnack. So they will make attack rolls against you, and we'll go against an attack roll against Jean-Jacques first. So
it's a illusion.
Okay, it's an illusion. So in your case, I won't even roll because the misty grip just begins to reach, and one of the illusions just puffs out. Right, they disappear upon being attacked.
Well, if it hits, yeah.
Oh, right. Sorry, let me check.
I mean, it's an 11, but
11. Don't you add your intelligence to your AC?
Well, no, the illusions get their own AC.
Oh, okay. I rolled a
plus
15. Sorry, no, not a 15. I rolled a 23 to hit.
Yeah, so the illusion disappears.
Okay. In the meantime, against Barnack, the attack will be a... Ooh, that went from a 19 to a 3. That is a 12 to hit.
It misses.
Okay. So it, like, at the same time, two of these hands try to reach out. One of the Jean-Jacques disappears, and Barnack, you manage to just dodge out of the way, avoiding this spectral grip. However, at the same time, there's this kind of blathering coming out of the air around you. This kind of hopeless, downcast hopelessness. Literally, that's what it is. And all of you, in turn, and you can decide for yourselves what this is for your character, begin to hear your darkest thoughts, your worst fears of how this might turn out being vocalized in someone else's voice, in Danos' voice, but still it is being vocalized, and it's quite hard to hear. So I'm going to need each of you to make a wisdom saving throw. Of course, with advantage, as you are still blessed by the lady.
Okay.
Oh, well, I rolled the wrong thing, but I rolled super high, so.
Nice.
I mean, I rolled wisdom check.
Yeah, so I think, yeah,
Even higher.
that's fine.
Just add 3, so 24.
Okay, so Tani and Jean-Jacques succeed. Barnack, what was yours?
Natural 20. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
And Myra, what did you roll?
+9 is 18.
Okay. So all of you, including Patrick, who briefly raises the battle axe to his head, and he's like, ugh. All of you manage to resist the effect of this hopeless presence. You continue to hear it on occasion throughout this time that you're here, but it can no longer affect you for the next 24 hours. However, it will make its last attack, and one of the creatures will actually take an attack against you, and it will be the wolf as it goes to swipe. But you see that there's not actually that many claws. It's just a paw that comes at you and just tries to smack you, essentially. It will make its attack roll. That is a 15 to hit.
15 misses, I believe. Yep, 15
All
misses.
right. So the heavy hit just hits the snow below, and to your surprise, despite the weird otherworldly nature of this entire encounter, it does throw up all the snow and covers you in some of it. So there is a physicality to this manifestation that you can interact with, and that can interact with the world. All right. Then we come back to Barnack.
Okay. So if I'm right, I can now also mark it as my hunter's mark.
Yes,
Right,
you can
whatever.
cast Hunter's Mark on it, yeah.
And it also goes into like everything, right?
Yes. So,
Okay, so
with Hunter's Mark, you become aware of where your target is. Your target is literally everything around you.
yeah, so I'll move into the thing where I see everyone,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll move a bit further next to Jean-Jacques, so the wolf can probably swipe at me once.
Well, there is a version of Jean-Jacques occupying that space.
Yeah,
So, you
this
would be
one.
giving away whether it's an illusion if you move through it.
Wait, on my screen it's.
Oh, yeah, now you moved yourself back up, but you were inside of
Wait,
Jean-Jacques Square. My bad.
wait. I'll restart it because I don't see anything in that square.
Oh. Did I not copy this? Can the rest of you see the Jean-Jacques duplicates?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh no, it was just completely moved for me. Like Jean-Jacques was one. Okay, nothing. Like
Okay.
one square below. Everything was one square below.
Okay, that's odd.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll just then move here.
All right.
Okay. Actually, no.
Uh,
I'll stay there. Yeah, I'll stay there and still shoot at the bear twice with the sharpshooter shot
Well,
again.
if you like, you can make also an intelligence check first. This is kind
Okay.
of also for you as a player, but
But no, I guess that I can shoot anywhere, like any.
it's about something else.
Okay.
Just whether you have this knowledge or not.
Well, that's good for Barnack. That's a 15 minus intelligence. You said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a 0. So that's 15.
15. From its presence, you gather that it won't be able to take opportunity attacks, and you won't be able to make opportunity attacks against it because it never actually leaves your close space. It's more meta knowledge than anything, but
Yeah.
just FYI for all of you, no opportunity attacks this combat.
Okay. Then I will move. So I was here. Let me just see. I will move. And you said that they're kind of incorporeal, right?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2. Yeah, I'll just move here then.
Okay.
And I will shoot at the mist twice.
Okay. Wait, at the mist?
Well, at the bear in front of me.
Okay. Yeah, because you said mist.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's
Yeah. I meant
just like firing randomly into the air.
Yeah,
That'd
no,
be interesting.
the bear. Okay, this time I think both hit because it's 14 and 15 plus 4, so that's 18 and 19. Yeah, 18 and 19.
18 and 19 total. Both hit.
Okay, good. Adding another d6 here. Okay. Oof, that's good. And I will re-roll the 1d8. Okay, it's a 1. Now it's 4. Okay, so 4 and 6, that's a 10, and a 6, that's a 16, and 4 from my dexterity, that's 20, and 10 from sharpshooter, that's 30.
30 for the first
For
attack,
the first,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, for the first attack.
All right.
The second one is even better. Okay, that's 2 6s and a 4, so that's 6 and 6, 12, and a 4, 16, and 4, that's the same, 30.
Okay. So a total of okay.
16 total.
60. Wow. Very nice. So that will be okay. So as you strike twice at the bear, you said, both arrows sink in that unnatural fashion under its skin, and this time you do see that like the physical form of the bear has a reaction to what should be pain, but then suddenly it almost shimmers back into place in the same way that it moved earlier, and doesn't show any signs of damage. All right. Next up is Patrick and JJ. So JJ, if you want to go first, be my guest. Patrick's just gonna make 2 attacks.
I'm just gonna say, again in Sylvan, you mistake us. All we want to do is banish the creature that is plaguing the tower. Stop this madness. And as I'm doing that, right as I finish, I'll throw out my hands and start trailing arcane signals in the air and uttering some arcane words at that, and pushing my hands together like this. I'll start pulling out, and as I'm pulling, there appears first a pommel in my hand, then a crossguard, and then a blade appears made of pure shadow as I cast Shadow Blade at 3rd level.
Cool.
And it's sort of like it's a scimitar, but a Persian scimitar, so it's not
Oh,
wider at the
nice.
end. It's just a very thin rapier-like but curved blade, and it
Okay.
has like elven runes across it.
Cool.
So that's my bonus action, and as I do that, all of the duplicates turn and step towards the wolf,
Okay.
and I will strike at it twice.
All right. Go for it. In the meantime, Patrick has also attacked twice, failed once, but the other one he actually connected with, and he actually just carved through part of the bear.
Second, let me see.
Also, let's finish this round of combat before we call the session. But
Okay.
just so we know where we are for next time.
It doesn't specify, but I believe I make this with my attack as if I were using an actual weapon, right? Not my spell attack.
Shadow Blade, I think it's a spell. Let me just check. Because
It is a spell, but it says that it counts as a simple melee weapon with which you are proficient. So yeah,
yeah.
Is this considered dim light because it's all mist?
I would say so, yeah.
Okay, so attack with advantage. Okay, it didn't offer me a thing, so the 13 to hit.
A 13 does not hit.
Okay. And then my second attack is a 21.
21 does hit.
Okay. And that's 9 psychic plus another d8.
Okay. And what type of damage is the d8?
All of them are. It's just I rolled at a higher level, so.
Oh, okay.
It's just not rolling, unfortunately. So it's a 10 total of psychic damage, and I don't know if my dueling style applies. I would assume yes, because I'm using a melee weapon in one.
I don't know what you get the dueling style from. It's from just having one weapon and nothing else,
style.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, then it applies. I don't see why not, because it counts as a simple melee weapon.
So
as you pull out this shadowy blade and you cut through, instead of being a physical weapon, as it connects, rather than what happened with the force damage earlier, you see this connect as if it is an actual physical substance that you're interacting with, and this is a hot knife through butter. And as you do so, you hear actually the beginnings of an answer to what you were saying, and then it just turns into a loud pain scream that all of you hear from all around you, echoing in different places as this consciousness tries to run away from this pain, and you deal a significant amount of damage to it.
And that would be the end of my turn.
Okay. It's total 13. Nice. Next up, Myra.
Okay. I'm just gonna get closer to the bear and attack the bear with my mate.
Okay.
And drop my dice, apparently.
Well, that's how you roll them, right?
Do 25 to hit.
25 hits. By the way, Tanya, I don't know if you noticed, but you have inspiration from the chat as well, from Simon.
6 points of magical bludgeoning damage.
Okay, 6 points.
And how is everyone doing on it?
I believe that Barnack took a hit, and that's it.
Okay.
Barnack didn't take any hits.
Oh, no, you didn't. That's right, 15. Yeah, so nobody actually got hit yet.
Everyone's fine, so I'm not going to use my bonus actions to heal anything.
Okay.
Look, we're all mentally...
Okay. Alright, so you take a swing and deal a little damage. It seems roughly unfazed compared to, like, there's no scream that follows what you just did. But you still made contact. Tani, you're up next. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'll still focus on the stag, and I'll spend a key point to attempt stunning strike, but first. See
Okay.
if it hits.
Well, yeah, you have to hit first, indeed.
11.
So as you go for the attack, and the blackened tendrils automatically begin to shoot from you, this fist just passes through entirely, through this form at this time.
I'll try again.
Okay. It seems like it's adjusting its solidity in order to try to match your attacks.
15?
With a 15, you do briefly feel some interaction, but it fades away before you can make enough contact to actually deal damage. Unfortunately, below its AC. Bonus action?
Spend a key point instead to flurry of blows.
Nice.
I need to contact to
Yeah?
to
You got two more attacks.
touch something. I don't know. 26.
That will hit.
Okay. And that's a 2, which makes it a 10.
Nice. So yeah, the 10 unfortunately does not hit, but the 26 does. So when you make contact, do you want to attempt a stunning strike as well with another key point?
Yes.
Because that would have potentially gotten you advantage. So let's see.
Yes.
That is
On the mist.
an 18 to save. So I believe that saves against your monk DC.
Yes, it does.
All right, so you would launch literally a flurry of blows, but unfortunately 3 times it passes through or doesn't properly connect with the creature and with the mist itself. But the 4th time you do make contact and you do strike a blow, although unfortunately again the blue energy just passes through without effect. Then finally we have Napoleon. Napoleon cannot really do anything, so is going to run around and get in between here and then take the dodge action. And the mist itself is going to once again attack twice. This time the mist tries to reach out for Myra with disadvantage from the blessing and towards Tani. So first Myra with disadvantage. With disadvantage it's an 18 to hit.
Yep, that still hits.
Okay, so this will deal bludgeoning damage as it grips you and begins to crush you. And it deals d8. That is 10 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are automatically grappled. And as sorry?
Freedom of movement is still up.
Okay.
That lasts an hour.
Okay, that lasts for an hour. I thought that was concentration, my bad.
No, it's not.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, as it tries to grapple you, the mist actually interacts with the spell, and just literally the physical thing that would hold onto you becomes incorporeal unintentionally and just goes straight through you, and you feel like literally like a ghost pass through you, and it just pulls back, and there's just kind of a sort of anger to it. But I would like you to make a concentration check for your Beacon of Hope.
I am grappled. I can use 5 feet of movement to automatically escape.
Oh, so you are grappled.
Restrained is I'm immune to. Grappled, I just send 5 feet of movement to automatic.
So this grapple would automatically restrain you, but you are immune to that aspect, and you can next turn you can essentially free yourself automatically. But yeah, make a concentration check for your Beacon
natural 20.
Easy. Okay. Now against Tani, let's see. It's a natural 20. Sorry, last roll of the session. So that's gonna be okay. And okay, interesting. So that is 26 points of bludgeoning damage. As it grips, yeah, I rolled really high as well on the damage. So it like this misty shape or misty arms come out of the mist like next to you and just grapple you by your arms and actually begin to lift you off the ground, restraining you as well. As you take this damage and they crush you. And it will then take its bludgeoning attack. The stag turns around and comes to attack you with advantage in this case. That was cocked. That is a 22 to hit. I believe that hits.
Yeah.
Sorry. You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage, and additionally, you take 12 points of psychic damage. So, the last thing before we finish is you guys see Myra. We'll say you escape the grip of this ethereal jailer easily, but on the other side of your battlefield, Tani is grappled and raised about 15 feet up into the air and just held there as she's being crushed. And as she was being lifted up, the stag rose up and just like trampled her in the face. And with her cries of pain, when we arrive back at the top of the round, we'll pick it up next time and see how it goes.
Okay.
All right. As I said, quick cutoff. So thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate you being here. Thank you guys for playing. I love you guys, and it's really good to be back. And we will be back next week with the next episode to see if the party can overcome the mist in the Tower of Danos. We'll see you then.
It to die.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.